last. Leave nothing for next time.
Always leave detailed notes. For example, indications about the weather. Anything different or out of place. Anything that might be unusual or noteworthy.
How the pet acted. What he did.
Always leave positive notes.
And finally, be aware of your surroundings.
Never discuss confidential business relationships in a personal context. For instance, it's no one else's business what you discover at a client's home. Say, Julie, let's play the what if game.
Okay.
What if the pet is experiencing an illness?
Define ill.
Well, excessive bleeding, for instance, or prolonged vomiting.
Obvious injury.
Okay, or maybe an unusual respiratory activity.
Any recent or new ailment.
Especially those not previously discussed on the service contract. Well, what would you do?
I'd call the client and follow their instruction.
Well, what if you can't reach the client?
I'd call the vet.
What if you can't reach the vet?
I'd take him to the backup vet.
What if you can't reach the backup vet?
I'd take him to the 24-hour emergency clinic. It's best to err on the side of caution.
That's very professional. I guess at this point, you would have to make every effort to contact the pet owner.
But what if I can't contact my client?
Make sure you contact everyone on the emergency contact list and leave messages wherever the client is staying.
They need to know that we made every effort to contact them.
If you take the pet to the vet, make sure you get in touch with the client as soon as possible. This is where thinking on your feet comes in handy because they hired you because you're trustworthy. Okay, Julie, what if number 2?
Okay.
What if you discover the pet is missing? What do you do?
I perform a thorough check of the house, including the pet's well-known hiding places.
Okay, still missing.
I check again.
You still can't find him.
I check the yard and the perimeter.
Still missing.
I call the agency I work for, or if I work for myself, I call all my friends and family to help me canvass the neighborhood and ask all the neighbors if they've seen the missing pet.
It's important at this time that you leave your cell phone number with everyone you come in contact looking for the missing pet.
You'll also want to call Animal Control and the Humane Society. Once you've exhausted all efforts, call the client immediately when you're sure that the pet is missing. This is where your cell phone comes in handy. Leave constant updates to the client regarding this emergency.
As an added measure, post missing pet signs throughout the immediate neighborhood and all intersections.
And finally, contact all your local veterinarians.
What if number 3?
Can we stop playing this game now?
Last one, I promise.
Okay.
What if you arrive at the pet owner's home and you discover there's obvious damage or the house was broken into? What do?
I leave the house immediately, staying a safe distance nearby so that you can return with the police.
Here is where having your service contract and a picture ID is very important.
Once the police have determined the house is secure, you can then care for the pets.
Inform the client immediately.
What if you can't reach the client? I'm just kidding. Remember, you are often the voice of reason in an emergency. If one of your client's pets is on a specialized medication, such as insulin, you should schedule your meet and greet around the time of the pet's injection so that you'll be familiar with their routine. Every well-equipped pet sitter should have the following items in their car. Rain gear, latex or rubber gloves, extra food dish, pet treats, first aid kit, extra towels, flashlight and spare batteries, extra potty bags, WD-40, stain remover, bug and flea repellent, water, wet wipes, emergency change of clothes, lint brush, paper towels, an umbrella, extra toys, a map of where you're going, extra leash, duct tape, pen and paper. You may also want to consider a small pet carrier. When taking your client's pets outside, make sure they have proper identification in case they get lost or escape. On your last visit, return the key personally or put it in a pre-designated area outside in case you need to regain access to the home.
Never leave a key inside a locked house.
Confirm the client's return, preferably before what would have been the next scheduled visit.
Now, you haven't heard from the client? Well, then take care of the pet as though regularly scheduled. They can't make dinner for themselves, and it's better to be safe than sorry.
You can leave an evaluation, but make it short and sweet. And don't forget the self-addressed stamped envelope for its return.
And finally, a note of thanks is in order. Remind them to call you if they need your services once again. And once the client is satisfied, have them refer you to coworkers, friends, relatives, and family. Make sure you specifically code all your keys. For instance, you can place the pet's name along with the owner's initials or the house number. Hey, Julie, what are you doing?
I'm preparing for a disaster.
What do you mean?
A pet sitter has to have a disaster plan in the event that they become incapacitated and can't perform their duties.
You need a reliable backup person. You also need the original service contracts in a file at your home. This backup person should have a key to your home and understand the seriousness of what you're asking them.
You also need to be clear on what to do if disaster strikes the client's home.
Fires, floods, extreme weather, such as tornadoes, hurricanes, ice storms, structural damage. If the pets can't stay there because it's not safe, where would you take them?
Carry a card with you that states you're a pet sitter and have pets in your care in case you become incapacitated. Thank you for joining us today. We hope these tips have been helpful in helping you grow a successful pet sitting business.
For more information, we invite you to check out the following online resources.